Seventeenth-century English theaters were located outside the city walls, where city laws and regulations did not apply. They shared spaces with prisons, brothels, lunatic asylums, and unconsecrated graveyards. There were also a number of smelly facilities, including soap makers, glue makers, and tanners. The Globe Theatre, where Shakespeare is believed to have put on many of his plays, has burned down a few times in history. Now it stands tall in London, where Shakespeare spent most of his life during his prime. While the 16th century is known as the Golden Years, not everyone thought of them that way. Plague, wars, famine, and many other things took a toll on the economy. 1597 was known as the worst year in history. So how did the theater thrive during this time? Despite the misfortunes of the rest of the world, Shakespeare had to have been doing quite well during this time. He bought a home in Stratford and applied for a coat of arms for his family. Most of his income was coming from his shares in the theatrical company, but no matter how well off he was always cheap, and being convicted in London for evading taxes 2 years in a row. Although, he did still spend a good amount of time in Stratford, keeping financial records. In the early winter of 1601, Shakespeare was involved in an attempt to overthrow the Queen with a political play he wrote called The Earl of Essex. The Queen was furious with the play and ordered him not to perform it. But he did, and it was scandalous. Plays at this time were a direct reflection of the present conditions of the world, and the Queen saw this as intentional and very provocative. Shutterstock Music.